Hey ladies, hope we're doing well. Hope we're enjoying this change in hopefully cooler weather and change in the colors. But we're gonna move on to phase 2 now. So hopefully we're more comfortable with not only technique, but our Olympic lifts too, because we put a focus on our clean and snatch. So phase 2 is just gonna kind of build off of that phase 1 and certainly add and implement some new lifts in there as well. So just one reminder, and I will post a dynamic warm-up this time, but make sure we're doing a dynamic warm-up, or we could do a 5-minute bike or treadmill warm-up too, just to get that heart rate up. And then on top of that, where we're gonna start today, after that warm-up, right, we will have some sort of plyometric warm-up. And then of course we'll go into our barbell warm-up, which I'll go over again. But for today's purposes, we're going to start with single leg plyos today. Now, if you're not comfortable with single leg quite yet, just do our regular box jumps from last week, right? So double leg. But basically, just like it sounds, we'll start on one leg, same mechanics, right? Arms start up, then I drive down, and I'm gonna land kind of in that same position. So I'm gonna go drive, try and stick that landing. Try not to let that knee cave in. Same thing as our regular double leg landing. Don't let those knees cave in. Just keep those out. So same thing. We'll do, I believe it's 6 on each. Try and stick that landing and not let that knee kind of buckle one way or another, right? And we can come down the same way. If you're comfortable, certainly you can go higher than this. This was just for demonstration purposes today. And if we're not quite ready for single leg jumps, just go into our normal box jumps. So that's the single leg plyos. You can use that certainly as a warm up as well. And then we will have our barbell warm up. So we should have already known that by now, so I'm not gonna demo that. We'll just briefly go over, remember, 5 RDLs, 5 jump shrugs, 5 hang cleans, 5 front squats, and then 5 push presses. So just good to reiterate technique on those, and just a good way to warm up for our lift of the day. So today, moving on into phase 2, we are going to have our jump shrug. Just get a feel for that weight, feel for the bar, and then we'll go right into a hang clean. Right, so we'll do jump shrug, hang clean, jump shrug, hang clean. You have 3 by 3. So you'll do a jump shrug, hang clean 3 times, that's 1 set, and then you'll have 2 more sets of those. So I'm just gonna jump right in to our first set. So I'm just gonna show how this is done. Not gonna do all 3 sets, we'll just do 1 set. So again, we've done by this point, right, we've done our dynamic warm-up or treadmill or bike warm-up. Then we've done our plyos, we've done our bar technique, and now we're just moving on to our first exercise of the day, jump shrug and hang cleans. Again, just watch for that triple extension, make sure we're driving, getting that big hip thrust in there as well. So, jump shrug, hang clean, just gonna reiterate, fast elbows. Then at that point I could grab water, add more weight. If I went too heavy, take off weight. And we'll do 2 more sets of those. Once we've done that, all right, take your time with these. Think about developing that power and that speed. Fast elbows there. Then we'll move on out of our squat rack, right? Then we'll go into and we can build up in weight. You know, hit a couple warm-up sets with the bar before we get into our work weight on front squats. And because of these, because we're doing slow eccentrics, I think 70 to 75% of your max. So most of our returners, I can put a percentage in there because I should have your max numbers. And for our newcomers, just pick a comfortable weight that you can control, and you'll see what I mean by that here. So moving on to our front squats, we'll go in, remember, same setup, right? If we're not comfortable in terms of holding the bar in our clean positioning, right, we can always go double arm. And those were all explained in technique school, so I won't bore you all there. So we'll go into our front squat, and we're gonna go into a 3-second eccentric. So you'll see on the way down, I'm gonna count 3 seconds and then explode up. What that's just gonna do is build strength, build stability. Same mechanics, right? Big chest, deep breath in. Make sure my knees are going out. 1, 2, 3. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Drive up, and 1, 2, 3. Drive up. So just pick a weight, right, that you can certainly control through that range of motion, right? Just build that strength, which will later develop into power. And then moving on ahead, now this is gonna sit a little bit low, just more convenient than bringing the bench over here. So this will be a little higher, but it'll be fine for demonstration purposes. Then the next up is gonna be our RFEs, or rear foot elevated split squats. Multiple ways we can do these. We can hold 2 dumbbells, or we can go into our goblet position and hold like so. So I'll show you a variety. If I have 2 dumbbells, right? 1 on each side. Camera angle is a little bit weird. So if I'm in this positioning, right? Just dumbbell from the front, dumbbells on each side. Front leg will be out front. I'll dig that back leg into my box. Again, make sure I have vertical shin angle. So when I drop, notice I'm not letting this knee come forward. I'm just dropping my back knee down. Maintaining big chest, good posture, going down as far as I can, driving up, squeezing that left glute. Right, so front knee, not moving forward, chest, staying in that upright position, straight up, straight down. And then I'll switch legs, do the same thing. So you can hold 2 dumbbells there. Honestly, it's probably a lot more comfortable just going into that goblet position. So again, 1 leg back, pulling a dumbbell out front, good posture, not letting that front knee come forward, straight up, straight down, squeezing whatever leg is back, that glute. Those are our RFEs. Then we'll go into split squat jumps. Now this one I would almost recommend the opposite. I would recommend holding 2 dumbbells off to the side. If we are going to use weight, certainly don't have to. Just whatever you're comfortable with. So we'll be in our split squat position, and we're just going to jump high as we can and switch legs each time as I'm jumping, right? Just trying to stay in control and just switching feet, switching legs. So when I'm going, just trying to maintain good posture. Also just trying to jump as high as I can and exploding straight up and then landing in that position. When I land, right, try and control it best we can. Again, don't let that front knee go forward. Straight up, straight down. All right, then we will go into squat pulses. Again, we can hold dumbbell out front if we want weight. Don't feel like you have to, but dumbbell, goblet squat position, and we're just gonna do pulses. So this one is not for reps, it's for time. All right, so 20 seconds. So I'm going down, just coming up, and just kind of bouncing, right? So good squat mechanics. Again, just coming down just above 90 or right at 90, and just pulsing for 20 seconds, right? A lot of times in volleyball, when we go to set, we're in this position a lot, so right? Just gonna keep that mobility and keep that strength in those positions and be able to dig that ball all the way from the bottom as well. And then last but not least, we will have single leg squats. And this is a little bit low. So we'll be going to really a bench height, and we will be coming down. So it might be a little bit low, but single leg work. So one leg controlling. Again, same squat mechanic. Hips, think, are coming back. I'm just gonna slowly sit back as far as I can and then drive up, right? So what we don't want, don't come down, completely lose control, collapse, and then drive up, and try not to sit. So really we're just coming down, squeezing that core, controlling, tap, and go and bounce up. And yours will be certainly a little bit higher. And right, if you don't need a box, certainly you don't have to, you can just do pistol squats. Let's see if I can still do one. All right, so we'll come down, keep that knee out front, and drive up, right? Same thing with the other one. Just maintain good posture, come down, right? And then drive up. So that's something we can work our way up to, but certainly use a bench or a box until we can build up to that. And then one more thing I added for this phase is certainly some abs. So there would be a plank circuit, and it'll be explained in there, but basically we'll do regular plank, right side, left side. There's some shoulder taps. There's one more, and then we go back to a regular plank. But I will have that listed in an easy to follow manner. So that'll be it for day 1 of phase 2. And this time I think this phase is going to be for 2 weeks instead of 3. First one was 3 weeks just to really hone in on technique and just skill development there. But this one now we should start to see kind of some changes every 2 weeks.